Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all having a fantastic evening or whatever time it is in your part of the world. Tonight I'm going to be doing another movie review. This movie is from South Korea, Korean language English subs, released in the year 2003, directed by Joon-Hwan, and this movie is called Save the Green Planet. And the story to this one is as follows. Byung-gu is an ordinary young man. He believes that all the Earth's social ills are the result of evil doings of aliens. That's why he knows that unless he can meet the prince from Andromeda before the total lunar eclipse, planet Earth will be destroyed. However, to meet the prince, he must find an extraterrestrial representative living on Earth. So he kidnaps the most logical suspect, the boss of a multinational company, and thus begins a battle of wits between himself, who's trying to uncover the secret alien plot to destroy Earth, and the boss, who thinks Byung-gu is nuts and tries desperately to escape. With only 4 hours until the lunar eclipse, will time run out for planet Earth? Can Byung-gu single-handedly save the Green Planet? Possibly the only film that can said to be a combination of Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Red Dragon. So Byung-gu is the main character. He's a very troubled individual, and he seems to think that planet Earth is under grave danger from the planet Andromeda. Now, Andromeda, in his world, has sent out aliens to do a little bit of reconnaissance on Earth. So Byung-gu is certain that he knows the way to meet the Prince of Andromeda, and that is to get to the extraterrestrial representative here on Earth, that is the boss of a multinational company, a very rich man. So he kidnaps the boss with the help of his girlfriend, and they kidnap him, they set him up in this chair, and they torture him until he can give them information about what this plot is. So is Byung-gu insane, or is he onto something? So that all basically unfolds. You get an insight into Byung-gu's life and how troubled it has been. So the viewer is left guessing whether or not he might be onto something, or if it's just the pains of the past that are coming out in the form of mental illness. So that's all I'm going to give you on the synopsis. What happens from that point on is something you're going to have to find out for yourself. So please, if you've got enough curiosity out of it, hopefully I've done a good enough job with that rundown. Now, my thoughts on the film. This is a little-known South Korean film. Now, yes, it has got a lot of recognition, but as far as when I say little recognition, I mean when it comes to films like I Saw the Devil, films by Ji-Woon Kim, this movie really doesn't get talked about too much, and that's a great shame because I felt that this movie has a lot of value. Now, it does have its problems. It's not the best South Korean film going out there, but it's certainly one that's well worth the effort to go out and see. So if you're a fan of science fiction, this is definitely going to be for you, but if you want something that's going to have a hell of a lot more than just one genre, then this is definitely the movie. Now, it's a very, very emotional film, or surprisingly emotional. I wasn't expecting, a movie like Save the Green Planet. You see the cover there of a guy who looks, a little bit insane. You kind of feel as though you're going to watch a comedy, a movie that's not going to take itself seriously, but straight away you're thrust into it. It's a very hard film to watch. There's some pretty shocking acts of torture, so it's definitely not a movie for the kids. Although the movie and the way it sounds really bonkers, but it's far from it. Yes, it is very strange and it's kind of crazy, but there is a real underlying message, and that message does concern bullying. It does concern, troubled souls. But when the movie goes by, straight away you think that this guy's just nuts, that he's been bullied so much in his past that he has just completely lost the plot. But then as the movie progresses, you start to think maybe it's a fantasy film, maybe he's onto something, maybe this guy is an actual alien. And you never really know what's happening until the end. And even then, at the end, it kind of leaves it up to interpretation. So the movie does provide something much more than what you feel that it's going to give you on face value. The acting was fantastic. I felt so much sympathy for the main actor. Although he was portrayed as the villain, it was just really heartbreaking to see what this guy had gone through. And although I wanted to see the torture stop, I could feel for this guy because, society really didn't treat him well. And as I said, that paints a real message. And that's the beauty of the movie, is that you get so much more than what you expect. It is a funny film in some areas, although I wouldn't go out to call it a straight-out comedy. There are some funny moments that kind of lighten the mood. There are moments of, typical South Korean humor where it's just a little bit crazy. There are moments that are going to hit you really hard like a sledgehammer in the guts because of, the character development. The main character of Byung-gu is so well developed that you get such a strong connection with this guy and that you feel so, so sorry for him. But at the same time, you feel like he is capable of some pretty savage things. So while you fear this guy, You feel so much sorrow for him, and he's just one of the most sympathetic characters that I've seen in a very long time. And it's what makes the film go so well. Now, cinematography is excellent. Typical South Korea. South Koreans put so much time and effort into their movies, and it shows. And this movie is no different. I felt that the movie in some areas kind of drags a little bit. I thought the repetitive soundtrack was a little bit annoying here and there. And I thought, as I said, the ending, it could have done with a different approach. I thought that, yeah, it kind of leaves it up as to whether or not you feel, was this guy onto something, or was he, just completely bonkers. I thought going down a different path would have been a little bit better. So the ending didn't quite sit with me as well as it probably should have. So I know a few people are going to be taken back by the ending, but for me, it doesn't ruin the experience, because what you get is just a really harrowing portrayal of a guy who was just on the brink, and as I said, a very, very sympathetic quality. So there are parts of the movie that make it less than a masterpiece, or what your films like I Saw the Devil, Old Boy. If you're expecting an experience like that, it does fall a little bit short. But having said that, just because it doesn't level up to the standards of I Saw the Devil or Old Boy, it doesn't mean it's a bad film, because it is far from it. The acting was very, very good. The main character, as I said, he has a very funny sort of approach, very pathetic sort of quality in the fact that you sympathise for him, and he's also got a very menacing approach as well. The characters, the supporting cast, they all had very good depth to them. So all in all, it is a movie that combines a lot of genres, and it does it pretty well. And it's a movie unlike anything you've seen before. It does promise to be something that's completely crazy, but it does deliver a hell of a lot more than you would first think. So if you see the title, Save the Green Planet, you think it's a little bit bonkers. It's just going to be a fantasy sort of far-fetched film. To some extent, you're right. Now, there is a lot of fantasy quality in the movie, but deep down there is a very soul-searching sort of heartbreaking theme that does center on bullying. It does center on, people just frustration that society have treated them so badly that they're going to basically release their frustrations on them. And as I said, there's a little bit of depth there to keep you guessing. So if you think that's a spoiler that I've given, think again, because there is just so much more to the movie than what I have given you. So definitely comes recommended. South Korea have produced yet another very memorable experience. Overall, I'm going to give it 4 stars. I think it gets better with multiple viewing. I reviewed this on the House of Horror quite a long time ago, but I rewatched it again, and I've got a newfound appreciation for it, because I felt that it's just got so many layers, and it is a movie that is definitely going to surprise a lot of people. So for the South Korean multiple genre film, I'm going to give this one 4 stars. It definitely does come recommended. Alright guys, it's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.